Hi, this is Nikhil Welankar, and today I would like to discuss one of the important user research methods called usability testing. Usability testing is a method where an existing application or a new design is evaluated with the end user. The researcher requests the user to perform a few tasks using the prototype in order to test usability. For example, if you have designed an application for the call center agents, you need to test the application with the call center agents by letting them perform a few tasks on the prototype. It is important to define the test goals, personas, have a working application or a prototype, and document usability testing protocol before conducting the usability test. Let's understand the typical structure of the usability testing protocol document. The first part is an introduction where you need to brief the project background, promise confidentiality, and request the user's permission to record the session. Then you need to ask a few briefing questions to make the user comfortable. There is an interesting method called 5-second test where you can show an important page of your prototype to the user just for 5 seconds and then ask users spontaneous reaction about it. This method helps you to understand the user's first impression about your prototype. Then you need to ask the user to perform a few tasks on the prototype. Please ask the user to think aloud so that you can understand what's going on in the user's mind while performing the tasks. It is important to observe the user while he or she is performing the tasks on the prototype. You need to observe the user's frustration, confusion, satisfaction, and expectation from the design. Once the user completes the tasks, you need to ask a few questions to understand the user's qualitative feedback about the prototype. Then you can ask the user to rate the prototype on various parameters to understand his or her quantitative feedback. At the end, you can wrap up the conversation and thank the user for sparing time. I often ask one interesting question to the user at the end of a usability test. Can you please describe your dream product, keeping aside all the technical constraints? I often get very interesting answers which can lead to the long-term product design strategy of a company. Now, I would like to share a few important tips to conduct an effective usability test. At least 2 people should conduct a usability test. One is a facilitator and the other is an observer. Observe the user and ask spontaneous probing questions while the user is performing the tasks. Let the user skip any tasks if he or she wants. Tell the user that we are testing the design and not the user. Don't tell the user that you have designed this product if you want to get a genuine feedback. The user may not want to hurt you by sharing any negative feedback. The observer needs to take maximum notes during the usability test. It is important to note the user's statements in terms of what the user has exactly said about the design. It is also important to measure the user's performance in terms of time taken to perform the task and the number of errors made. A usability test can be conducted in a lab or remotely by using various testing tools. The remote usability test can be a synchronous test where the facilitator and the user are online at the same time, or it can be an asynchronous test where the facilitator uploads tests as per his or her convenience and the user attends the test as per his or her convenience. In this case, live interaction and probing is not possible. To summarize this podcast, I would like to reiterate that usability testing is an effective method to evaluate your existing product or a new design with the end users. It is recommended to conduct a usability test frequently to evaluate newer versions of your product with the end users. Thank you.